YouTube, what is up? So I thought I had all my pieces to rebuild this. Pulled the piston off and the wrist pin bearing was stuck to the wrist pin, which created chafing, which will just blow another wrist pin. So that's in the mail, 3 days out. What I got going here is I'm trying to get all of the oil out of the crankcase. See it dripping right here? Here. Look at that oil. I mean, I've cleaned it and cleaned it. I've put new oil in it, but I want to get all that oil out of the crankcase. So I'm just letting it drip and seep for a whole day. And then once that wrist pin gets here, we can slap this thing together. But I bought a Polaris OS90 quad for $475. And I just kind of wanted to do a little experiment. Went, picked it up, brought it home, posted an ad immediately. I figured I'd have people saying, you just bought that, blah, 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 which who cares if they get mad? It's not a big deal to me. But I ended up selling that for 800 bucks immediately, one day, 475 to 800 bucks. Could not believe it. I went out, I found this Honda. Found this for 700 bucks. TRX90. The guy didn't even know what year it was. It's basically a sticker on the frame that says the year. That quad's worth 1,200 bucks. I'm not gonna make a killing off it, but you know, it is what it is. It runs great. I didn't have to do anything to it but clean some paint spatter off it. Cam's loving it. He's just riding it around. And then I went and bought this. I forgot what I had in the last video. I'm sure I sold a couple things. I'm selling so much crap right now, I don't even know what I'm buying and selling. But I picked this up. Ad said locked up. The TTR I got extremely lucky on. It was locked up, but it was the top end. 106 bucks, put a whole top end on it. That thing ran great. This is a KLX110. This is one of the most popular pit bikes in the pit bike game. It was a kid, high schooler, that owned it. Said he was riding it. It bogged down. He was trying to kickstart it and it locked up. So everything, all my knowledge compiled on these, I figured it would be top end. So I got it home, got it pulled apart, and I'll show you that in a second. But I liked it because it's got the full FMF exhaust, Pro Taper bars. Check out this rear sprocket though. Oh, holy camole. It's an aftermarket rear sprocket, and obviously it's a junk aftermarket rear sprocket. It had this BBR intake on it, which, you know, those are kind of cool. So I pulled the top end off. She's filthy. You can tell it's been cracked before. It's got goop here. It's got goop here. So it's already had the crank replaced, but the rod is stuck to the crank right there. I mean, I tried freeing it up. I tried doing everything. So I went on eBay and I found a crank, a beautiful crank for $99.99. I bought the crank, gasket set, crank seals, piston rings, because the piston's good. Check out the piston, both sides. I mean, there's no scoring in the cylinder, no scoring on the piston. It's actually pretty clean. I think they actually just rebuilt it. Damn near no oil in the thing. You see the weep hole there, and it was on its kickstand when I looked at it, and it was on an angle, and I saw oil in there. If I would have saw no oil, I would have talked this kid down way more. I would have paid like 400 bucks for it. But I paid, what did I pay for this? 600 bucks for the bike. And I mean, with the plastics on it, the plastics aren't all beat. It's pretty clean bike. You know, needs the rear tire, crank, but it's got aftermarket front forks on it. You can see there's all my oil rags. The stock forks are right there. So crank's on the way, everything to rebuild that. Literally pop the cover off, take everything off the crank, pop the cover off, take everything off the crank, take the case half off, take the crank out, put it back in. It's literally that simple on those little motors. Literally there's 2 stacks of gears and a shift drum and the crank in there. There's like literally nothing in there. So yeah. And then I've got my jug for the Kx125 just sitting in dish soapy water. I'm letting that thing just cleanse and deep clean, because once I get that wrist pin bearing, she's going together. Right now I'm talking to a guy on a 2000 Yamaha Breeze for 600 bucks and another Bombardier OS 50 for 300 bucks. So it's an hour and 20 minutes away. I'm hoping, he said he's got something on the way. Hopefully that falls through, because I'll drive down, pick up the Bombardier, go another 45 minutes down, pick up the Yamaha, and have 2 quads for 900 bucks that are, you know, literally worth 2 grand. So let's hope. But as of right now, yeah, I'm stuck on that. And this thing here is for sale. I posted it kind of high. I posted it at 1600. I'll literally take 1200. But if I post it at 1200, everyone's gonna offer me 800, 900. You know what I mean? It's the way of the world. So you post it at 16 and then you wait till some guy thinks he's getting one over on you and offers you 12, and you tell him yes, and then he's happy he talked you down, and I'm secretly happy I got way more than I spent. You know, it is what it is. So maybe I'll get him to pull over here and show you this Honda. I'll tell you what, guys, these kids quads or kids dirt bikes, I mean, I've always done well on them for years. If you can get a kid's dirt bike or a kid's youth quad fairly cheap, you can always make money on it. The guy had just put these tires on, had 0 hours on them. He had the receipt, $380 at Village Motorsports. Put those on, had the carb gone through, new air filter, new oil. Runs like a top. Like I said, the only things wrong with it is the seat and the front cover, which that's 25 bucks on eBay. If it doesn't sell immediately, I'll end up buying that cover, reposting, make it look better. You can buy a seat cover too, but they never turn out like OEM looking. I like the Honda on the seat, so we're gonna leave it. But yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward. Just a little 4-wheeler. And any Honda, you get that cheap, you can't lose. So yeah, there's that. Been busy. I wish I could get rid of this damn Kx125. It's like every time I buy something for it and go to fix it or put it together, it's like one more thing. It's just these old bikes, man. Sometimes you get that one that just fights back. That's this one. But I still only have, I have less than 600 bucks into it still. It's just taking time, you know. Time is money, I know, but still only 600 bucks into it. We'll let her sit like that and just drip and get all that oil out of that crankcase. It's weird, those crankcases on 2-strokes, there's no oil going into them. So how do the bearings stay lubed? It blows my mind. The oil from the gas from the cylinder goes down into the crankcase, and that's enough to oil them bearings. Doesn't seem like enough for me, but it is what it is. And these 4-strokes, if you don't keep oil in them, they're bound to detonate. So I'll be working on this and let you know how it goes. If I go pick these 2 quads up tonight, I will make a video tomorrow and show you what I got. Let you know if I sold anything, if I made any money. But I feel like we've just been selling things left and right. What did I just sell? I sold the Bombardier 90. Before that, what did I sell? The side-by-side was a few days ago. I don't know. I've sold a few things, but keep your heads up. Keep looking for deals. They're out there. Sometimes you get stuck having to work on them. Sometimes you get lucky and you can just bring them home and sell them like the one yesterday. But yeah, it is what it is. Keep flipping, guys. Peace.